Now it's time for our first guest this Friday, and the cast of Downton Abbey are preparing to go to head from the countryside to the continent in their new movie. Elizabeth McGovern will tell us all about that, and of course her new play in just a moment. But let's remind ourselves of her character, Lady Cora, showing her more caring side. Oh, that's reminded me why I love Downton so much. Please welcome Elizabeth McGovern.
Thank you.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Welcome. Very much.
Oh, it's lovely to see you. Lovely to see you.
Very nice to be here.
Now, I know there's very little you can tell us about the new Downton movie because it's all very much under wraps. I think it's April this year, hopefully it's coming out. But I believe the family is off to France, is that right? It's the Roaring Twenties?
Yes, I've been forbidden even to say that, but
Oh, I'm sorry, I think that is out there.
it's out.
Good stuff. Sorry.
Not that it's any big deal. But, yeah, I mean, I can tell you it's good. I mean, that's what I hear. I haven't even seen it. There's not too much I can say.
You haven't seen it?
No, not yet, no. It's not quite finished.
Wasn't it your husband, Simon Curtis, that directed it? How is it working together and seeing him in a completely
Yeah, it's nice to
different
see him in a professional capacity. He's kind of become the guy who leaves his socks around the house. You know, it's nice to see him in such a confident, good place professionally, and everybody absolutely loved him, and he did so well. So I was very, very proud.
Oh,
It always makes me fancy my husband a bit more when I'm days at work.
Sure, it's sexy.
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
you're rather nice.
Yeah,
I might take you home.
exactly.
I want to ask you about your play, The Secret Conversations. This is about Ava Gardner.
Correct.
You've adapted that. It was and
That's right.
And this is based on letters that she wrote.
No, actually, I mean, it was a book that I found on my bookshelf. And, of course, Ava Gardner is a role that anybody would give their right arm to play. But the idea of doing her biography on stage was not so interesting to me.
Right.
It seemed like it would be just a series of, oh, and then this happened, and then this happened. And it just ends up being sort of regurgitating the same old gossip about her. But what this book is, it's the attempt of this biographer to write her biography that they never ended up publishing. And after she died, he just published all the conversations they had in this year they spent in each other's company in her flat in Ennismore Gardens. And it's a really entertaining look at an absolutely fabulous character. She was funny, had so much compassion. Warmth, humility.
I grew up so intrigued with her because my grandfather, who worked in the movie business, he was a special effects guy, and he worked on a movie with her. And I can remember ever since I was a tiny girl, he would just go off. I think he was madly in love with her. I really do.
I haven't met a person who wasn't. I mean, she was aggravating.
Yeah.
But there was just something about her that...
She swore like a
there is
trooper.
swearing in this play, I have to warn. It's a bit dirty.
Oh, good, I love it.
She was a very progressive character, shall we say?
She really was without realizing it. She had a very humble attitude toward herself, but she lived her life like a liberated woman and in a time when it wasn't cool to do that.
Wow.
And she suffered the consequences. But I mean, in the play, I try to give us a depiction of the machismo of the Hollywood in which she lived and how she navigated it without any sense of being a feminist. She just had her appetites and she enjoyed them. And I think it's very interesting to look at that from today's perspective because it is our legacy. I mean, things are changing, but it wasn't so long ago that she put up with the kinds of things she put up with and dealt with everything with compassion and humor. And that is what I fell in love with about her.
It's so interesting reflecting on that time because, you know, it's such a different generation. I know you have a daughter and we talk, you know, we've named it now, Me Too.
Yeah.
Do you feel that things are moving in the right direction? Do you have hopes that it's going to be different for your daughter?
I do. I feel quite confident it is going to be. I see it is already. I see their attitude is so different from mine. I think the amazing thing for me is how much we accepted without questioning.
Yeah.
And that isn't happening anymore. We're at least questioning. And one of the things I love about playing Ava Gardner is she's looking back and trying to come to terms with her life, but she looks at everything and everybody who she dealt with compassion and with heart, even though she was treated very badly by men a lot of the time.
In what way?
Well, yeah, come to the play. Oh. You'll see. There's lots to see there.
No spoilers.
And also the imagery
of Frank Sinatra, and Mickey Rooney,
Artie Shaw, Howard Hughes. I mean, you know, she really lived it. Her famous line is, I made movies, I made a mess of my life, but I never made jam. That's her legacy.
I love that. Yeah. I want that up in my kitchen.
Exactly. May we all be so lucky.
Has it made you reflect on your own experiences then? Because, you know, you've delved into Ava Gardner, you've got your own daughters, and you see how they've changed. But, I mean, stardom came for you when you were 19.
Yeah, I think that is what gave me confidence to write this play, because I feel like I could draw on my own memories and experiences. Although my life was so different to Ava's, I'm not going to pretend that there was any total parallel. But I do definitely I go into my own sense memory in the writing of it. And also my love of movies. I mean, what we're trying to do in the play is use cinematic language. So a lot of it is a real homage to those beautiful old movies that she made, the imagery that is so stunning, and the characters that are actually wonderful. Yeah. It's an old Hollywood that doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah. Would you like to have been a movie star in those days?
No.
Good
no.
question,
Go see the play.
Yeah.
It takes a toll. It took a toll on her. You know?
It looked all great, and like you know, like my granddad said, you know, she had this incredible command of the set, but like he'd never seen anything like, he'd never seen a woman like it before. That's what he always said. But as you say, behind the scenes, so much pain and anguish and misogyny and all that stuff. So yeah.
And at the end of the play, she says to her biographer that her. And this is taken straight from the book, she just wants him to know she's just an ordinary woman. She didn't have that kind of impact on people, but I think the fact that people projected so much on her was quite a burden for her to bear.
Yeah.
And she wants nothing but to shed that at the end of her life, which is interesting.
Yeah. Well, described it beautifully. I want to go and watch it.
Please,
it is Secret Conversations
theatre, and I'll see you after for drinks.
I love Riverside. It's the Riverside.
Secret Conversations, it's on until April 16th at Trafalgar Studios? Riverside Studios.
Yeah, the Hammersmith.
Thank you.